Few things are as American as the game of baseball. The sounds of the ballpark, the drama on the field, the moments that make it live forever. These are what make it America's pastime today. We not only cheer for our teams on the field, but on July the 4th, we salute the men and women in our military who allow us the freedom to enjoy things like a day at the ballpark. To our members of the military serving around the world and their families, this one's for you. Happy 4th of July to this beautiful and great state of Arizona. This one's for you on Fox Sports Arizona, and we get you set for the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. What a special day we have today. More than 70 visitors and members of the Arizona National Guard upstairs here in the ballpark in a suite, speaking to their family, friends, and loved ones in places like Combat Operations Base Adder in Iraq, amongst just a couple. It is baseball. It is the Dodgers. It is the Diamondbacks, and happy 4th, everyone. Hello there, folks. A great holiday weekend to you one and all. What a day of celebration for so many reasons. He is Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton. Gracie, we really are combining two things on this day. Our freedom, and because of that, the safety that is provided for us because of this freedom and this great game of baseball. 70 folks up in the suite saying hello to their loved ones and their friends. This is a great day, isn't it?
I agree. Baseball, in my opinion, on this day, takes a back seat to anything going on overseas. Thank you so much to our men and women, our brave men and women over there fighting for our freedoms. We couldn't do it without you, and it is an honor to be doing this game, and it's heading overseas.
That is a live shot, Combat Operations Base Adder in Iraq. That is just the beginning. We are going to 3 different spots in Iraq, but we're going to Anaheim, California with this man. Chris Young is an all-star. Your thoughts?
Well deserved. I think Chris Young was at the depths last year, and good for Chris Young. It's just a great story, just got a little bit better, Darren Sutton. He deserves to go to Anaheim, and you know what? Let's hope he helps the National League win that thing.
I am all with you. Happy 4th of July, one and all. When we come back, we'll celebrate our country, I should say, and do so with our national anthem. The ball game after that. 285th Assault Helicopter Regiment and speaking with their loved ones. What a great moment it is. Our national anthem, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Mark Head, as he will sing. The joint branches of the color guard are presenting the colors right behind him. What a great day it is. We celebrate.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
To our baseball fans in Arizona, to those serving us around the world watching on the Armed Forces Network, to those in Iraq joining us today, and to the rest of you, we're glad to have you with us. The Dodgers, the Diamondbacks are next.
Doing. Our hearts go out to you
for making the sacrifices you make, protecting our freedoms.
All of our families and loved ones of those serving overseas in Iraq, watching Dan Herron get ready for baseball, enjoying hot dogs too, enjoying a day at the ballpark. Certainly not dialed into every single pitch, serving as a community up there, and Herron ready to go to work down below. A lot of our families, Arizona families, glad to have them with us on this holiday weekend. Glad to have you with us on Fox Sports Arizona. Herron ready to roll, and he will face a tough hitter at the top of the order, to say the least. What a season it has been. What a couple of weeks it has been for Rafael Furcal. Dan last time out Pitched in St. Louis, tried to go the distance, hit the wall. The bullpen failed him. Herron going 8 innings, giving up 10 hits, 5 runs overall. 3 of the runs were earned, a big miscue behind him. He got a no decision. Overall this year, I would imagine with some scouts from the American League and the National League looking on, Dan Herron goes to work, a 7-6 and a 4.56 ERA.
I'm sure there's a lot of interested eyes in this ball game, and at least until the trade deadline. This guy is a great pitcher, and he's a guy that can certainly make a difference and put a team in the playoffs.
Herron goes to work against the Dodgers. We are underway on this 4th of July with a fastball that misses outside. Paul Emmel is behind home plate. Bill Hahn is the first base umpire. Gary Darling is at second, and Bruce Dreckman is the third base umpire. Those numbers don't lie for call, and you love it when he does that. Lifted to left field. You certainly love it if you're Dan Herron. Hits below 200 in his career and 34 at-bats against Danny. Let's take a look at the entire lineup as penciled in by Joe Torre. It's Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier, James Loney behind him. Casey Blake, Blake DeWitt, Xavier Paul with Manny Ramirez on the disabled list. A.J. Ellis gives Russell Martin a day off. And Chad Billingsley. Billingsley is on the mound. Manny on the disabled list. Still able to swing the bat. Hamstring injury placed on the DL yesterday. They hope that the 15 days is all he will need. Strike 1 to Matt Kemp. Kemp 265, 14 homers, 45 batted in. Just a 233 career hitter against Dan Herron. But he's homered twice against him. And Gracie, last night in every single one of his at-bats, plate appearances, his objective was to go to right field, and he did so effectively every single at-bat.
Well, he's got the power to hit the ball out of the ballpark to right field or to center field, so he's starting to figure it out.
That one's to center field. Got that one off the end of the bat a little bit, though, didn't he?
That's true. He realizes now he does not have to pull the ball to hit a home run. That's just part of the growing up process, and boy, he's growing up fast in the major leagues.
Right fielder number 16.
Let's take a look defensively. Hara, Young, Upton, Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoche. Good to have Drew and Johnson feeling better and back in there. Tough night defensively last night for the Diamondbacks. They set a record with 6 errors.
What'd you do to those guys? What did you and the Hall of Famer do to those rascals last night?
I'll take the blame. There's no doubt about it. I'll take it. That one was popped up. And into the seats it goes. Rusty Ryle had a really tough night at first base. A couple of miscues. Tony Abreu had a tough night at shortstop.
There's Rusty.
First base and shortstop were kind of Bermuda triangles, if you will.
Well, that's a lot to ask of Rusty Ryle. You go down and you learn how to play left field in winter ball. You've played left field just about every time you've gotten a start. That's a whole different story at first base. The ball's on you much quicker. And you can see he suffered because of it.
Looked like a split-fingered fastball that he just pulled inside. 1-2 the count to Andre Ethier. Ethier 13 of 38 against him in his career. 342 career batting average against Danny. He has homered twice against him as well. Boy, they had Stephen Drew positioned perfectly. 1, 2, 3 on this 4th of July. No fireworks. That's just the way you like it. Now you can crank them up. Camera shy. Many of the families gathered out in our suite. By the way, we want to thank the Arizona Diamondbacks for providing the suite for the nearly 70 members of the Arizona National Guard soldiers and their families. Diamondbacks providing it, feeding them, and as an employee of the Diamondbacks, I'll speak honestly, they should do that.
I agree.
They should, but we thank them. We thank them for doing it.
Here's Derek Hall thanking them as we speak.
Chad Billingsley goes to work.
And not just today, folks. If you see a soldier out there, go up and pat him on the back or shake his hand or hers and tell him thank you for your service. Please do that. You'll do him well and yourself well.
The numbers for Chad Billingsley. 15th start of the year, 6-4, just cannot pitch deep into games. Still is not the horse they want him to be. As he was an all-star last year. Strike one to Kelly Johnson. I know you came in a little bit under the weather from your trip. Kelly came in under the weather last night. It's been going around these Diamondbacks. A bit of a flu and a throat ailment. One hopper right back to the mound. Let's take a look at the entire starting lineup. Well, you know you didn't hit it hard when you carry your bat with you up the line. Drew Upton Montero. Chris Young, the all-star. Congratulations to CY. Adam LaRoche, Mark Reynolds hitting. Gerardo Parra in left, and Dan Herron, probably top 2 or 3 hitter in that lineup.
Pretty soon he's going to have to move up.
He'll be in the All-Star game. He said, I look forward to doing a lot of listening. So there's a couple of Houstonians that'll be there that I'll speak with, like Michael Bourne from the same hometown he is from. He said, but otherwise, I plan on kind of being like a rookie. He said, I'm going to act like a rookie all over again because I am, and there's a lot of great players there.
Exactly. Enjoy every minute of it. You know, there's a lot that goes on in an All-Star game, Darren. I know you've been involved in a couple, one in Milwaukee I know of, but as a player, go to every function. Don't miss a thing. Make sure your mom and dad come or a significant other and enjoy it. You got to sign a lot of baseballs. Enjoy every one. You'll have to sign close to 250 baseball. So what? Sign them because your name is permanently going to be on those baseballs as an all-star.
That pitch is high, and it's ball 4 to Stephen Drew. Has been in and out of the lineup the last couple of days with some knee problems. Let's take a look defensively. Xavier Paul, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier. It's Blake for call. Blake DeWitt, James Loney, and A.J. Ellis catching Chad Billingsley. Drew actually underwent an MRI on his knee and found some bruising below the patella tendon. But he's okay to play. There's Paul out there in left field. Bouncing ball, leaving his feet. Nope. Drew went in hard. And Justin up the line, beats it out. Fielder's choice ground out. Just a 200 hitter in his career against Billingsley.
Terrific play by Casey Blake. Lunging to his left from his knees, a strike. Really good turn there by DeWitt. I think the D-backs may have gotten a break. It looks like that ball may have beaten Justin. Not a bad call. That's that close. That's one of those, either way he calls it, he's right.
I would agree. Well, here's Miguel Montero. He digs in with a nice, healthy career batting average against Billingsley. But he also digs in maybe with a little bit less of an edge because Russell Martin is not right there next to him. It's A.J. Ellis.
Did they have a bit of a dust-up while I was gone?
Well, you know I've been calling for dust-ups and Donnie Brooks. We got one step closer, and Miguel Montero did just about everything he could with regard to chirping as he ran by Russell Martin, who thought he was stealing signs. Then when he got back into the box, reminding Russell, if you do have a problem, I am right here.
No kidding. And there's no bars between us.
No.
I don't have a problem with that.
I heard a few words.
So a little chatter there. So he's walking away.
And Martin was upset when he got back in the dugout.
He's kind of been the guy that's gotten under the Diamondbacks' skin this year.
Yes.
Spiking Stephen Drew, spiking Connor Jackson earlier at first base. Now a little hanky-panky with Miguel Montero.
The Hall of Famer got on him last night a little bit. Joe Garagiola.
Oh, Joe Garagiola. Really? What happened? What did he say about it?
He called him, and I quote, a whiner.
No kidding.
Bit of a whiner.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's a Hall of Famer calling you a whiner.
1-1 the count.
I have to say that's awfully big league of Joe.
1-1. That was about the only big league thing about last night's game, by the way.
It wasn't much fun to be had, was it?
1-2 the count. Now, game one, and your timing, I might say, is impeccable. No hitters, firings, hirings.
Timing. I missed the no-hitter by Edwin Jackson. I miss all the fireworks this weekend, all the press conferences. Miss Gibby, haven't even gotten a chance to go down and say hello to Gibby and congratulate him as that was kicked out into center field for a base hit. I'd like to see Justin get to third base on that. Miguel Montero's stellar season continues. A little jam shot. So Justin's thinking about it, but he puts on the brakes. I think he could have easily made it without a throw.
We have just about seen, Gracie, in the last couple of days, without fail. If there is something that you see or one of the analysts sees, it's addressed very quickly. We have seen it without fail. There's a strike to the All-Star, Chris Young. Young, a .303 career hitter against Chad Billingsley with 3 long balls, 15 home runs, 57 RBIs this year.
Monster night in the leadoff spot 2 nights ago. You drive in 5 from the leadoff spot, that's doing it.
He did. He had a huge, huge night. We were talking about some of the Houstonians that are going. Michael Bourne, who is an all-star, going for the Houston Astros. That's a good curveball. Solid take. 1-1 the count. These are the manager's selections in the All-Star game, added to those that you voted for. 3 Braves, as you can see. Scott Rowland, what a season he is having. You see Michael Bourne and Corey Hart. When the Brewers were in town, folks, they had all the folks that cover him and around him given up on Corey Hart. He'll be at the All-Star game.
And deservedly so.
Bouncing ball, ranging to his left, and loading it is the veteran Casey Blake. On this 4th of July, we played one, and we are scoreless. Joining us throughout the day, as you know. Let's get to Todd Walsh, who is standing by with Jennifer Waddington. Todd?
Indeed, I am, along with Andrew Smeltzer, I believe. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
And what's your rank?
I'm a Chief Warrant Officer 4.
We're going to talk about Major William Waddington. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
You know him, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to get to you in a second, though, because the wife comes first. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Protocol is important, right?
That is.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
And thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get over here. And Darren, you know the rules. You take it when you need it because obviously we're covering a ball game as well. But Jennifer Waddington, it says here about your husband, Major William Waddington, And you guys were high school sweethearts. Is that true?
We were, yes, back in Pittsburgh.
Back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We love Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, one of the great cities on the tour and the circuit in the National League. But I have to dive in, if you don't mind. If you were high school sweethearts, then you knew what he was about to do, didn't you?
I knew once we were in college, yes.
And how did you handle that?
I was okay with it.
Yeah?
Yeah. We've had a good life in the Army.
Well, let's talk about that life. I mean, what are some of the challenges that maybe some people don't know about having a husband overseas?
There are some good parts and bad parts. One of the harder parts is my son was born when he was deployed the first time, and he didn't get to see him until he was about 6 months old. But the Army family always gets together and supports one another, and we made it through fine.
Darren, that looks like a double to me.
A double, Todd. We're still listening, though. Take it away, my friend.
There's the game. And if that ball, by the way, had gone over the fence, we have a history of having people talk to us overseas via home runs. It's a long story. So the challenges are obvious, though, and it's separation, right?
Right, exactly, yes.
We have found out in doing these shows, though, that with technology, Jennifer, things have changed, right?
They have. The first time he was deployed, I didn't get to hear from him for about the first 3 months, and now we're able to Skype at least once a day as long as he's near a computer, so
Sure.
that has really, really helped out a lot.
And this is his second tour?
It is his second tour.
What would you say to, say, a wife or a family member that's watching right now on the 4th of July that is just now embarking on this kind of a journey? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say just to stay strong, communicate as much as you can, always have a positive outlook, find good friends that can support you, and keep busy.
How do you handle the fear? Because obviously that's got to be a part of it. I have it just watching you guys here today. I'm serious.
Yeah. Well, because he's a pilot, sometimes there's extra stresses that come along with that. But just knowing that you do have a good support system and hoping that everything will be okay. And he's a good guy, so I know he'll do a good job.
Jennifer, I think we can feel your spirit through the television sets. Thank you for coming here, and thank your husband, please.
I will. Thank you for your support.
Oh, it's our honor. Now, as I turn to Andrew, this is your buddy now, William? You know him? You guys? How far back do you guys go?
We go back from the beginning of building the battalion and the deployment. So past year and a half.
Got a runner moving to third with an out at first base. When you hear Jennifer talk over here, are you surprised to hear her strength?
The families are that is a very big part of our strength. Are the families, the support, and the communication that goes between the troops and the families. It keeps us going.
I have to dive into your head here before I get it back to Darren and Mark and the game. You're on leave, aren't you?
I am.
How much longer?
2 days.
What goes through your mind on a day like today when you're watching a baseball game and in 2 days you're going back?
Yeah, I have an opportunity to share the holiday with my family, and today's a special day. We're thinking of the troops, we're thinking of the guys over there, and supporting, doing the job to maintain our freedom, and that's the red, white, and blue. That's what it's about.
Andrew, and then you get on whatever plane you're getting on and you embark on that journey, I hope you'll know that all of us here are rooting for you and everybody over there wearing those uniforms and sometimes have a target on your back. We're thinking about you in particular here today. As we said, this one's for you.
We appreciate that, and thanks for the support.
Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, sir.
Andrew, Jennifer, thank you guys. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Todd. Keep up the good work out there.
Good stuff, Todd.
All of the folks, families that sacrifice, and those that serve. We're very grateful. Loney with a ringing double into that right center field gap. Moved up on a funky roller back to the mound that had Dan Herron off the mound. And now Xavier Paul does not fill the shoes of Manny Ramirez, but a very solid defender and a guy who hit all year long in the minor leagues. Young man out of Louisiana. Not Manny, but they will have to work for a couple of weeks without Manny Ramirez.
Oh, he brings a whole different aspect to the lineup. Speed, defense. And a guy that slaps the ball around has been a very good hitter in the minor leagues.
1-2 the count. Cut fastball. What a nasty pitch that was for strike three. Well, you're doing something, too, because he's a hitter that is tough to do what Danny just did to get a clean swing and a miss.
That's the cut fastball, as you said, just dives right underneath the bat of Xavier Paul. A big second out.
Trying to leave that runner at third in this scoreless ball game.
Wouldn't surprise me at all if they pitch carefully here to Blake DeWitt. He's had a good series.
He's had a very good series. And
A.J. Ellis on deck, the backup catcher. Doesn't play much.
Well, when you're behind Russell Martin, you do not play much as DeWitt takes outside. Well, DeWitt was 2 for 5 last night and 4 for 9 in this series. And he hits .327 with runners in scoring position this year. At the outside corner, 1-2 the count.
DeWitt didn't think so, but Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, his word is law. I think he extended that corner for Dan Herron. Dan Herron says thank you.
The 1-2. Bouncing ball. Dan Herron leaves him stranded. To the bag goes LaRoche. Glad to have you with us. We would like to throw to a conversation between PFC, Chanel Sackett, and also we will have a very special conversation when telecast. What a special day it is, and what a special guest as we are joined by Jan Ostermeyer. Jan, first of all, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. What an honor as we honor your husband today. And good clapping. Good clapping. You're Lindsay, right? I've heard about you, Lindsay. Oh, I got to. She would not smile to me the whole time.
She would not. Well, she's kind of picky about that.
Now tell us about your husband. That's why you're here.
That is why I'm here. He is part of the 285th, the Black Hawk unit that is in Iraq currently. They deployed from here in October to Fort Sill for 2 months, and then in December they went on to Iraq, and that's where he is today.
Now, how much are you guys able to communicate?
Well, we're very blessed. We're able to talk almost every day.
Okay.
So we're very. He keeps saying, "This is not your dad's war. My dad was in World War II." So we haven't been able to Skype. He doesn't have very good internet connection, so I haven't seen his face until just a few minutes ago when we were able to see him live, so that was great.
What was that like? I know you guys got a chance to talk.
We did. He couldn't see us, but we could see him, so that was really great. He got to see the grandbabies, and there we all are.
Oh, my goodness.
It was very exciting for us.
That is
to
wonderful.
be able to see Grandpa.
Now, is Grandpa getting lots of pictures and stuff? Are they drawing and sending stuff back to Grandpa?
Yep. Well, every chance we get when they're over at the house, they draw some drawings, and we get to look at Grandpa's pictures, and we talk about him a lot because they're all very, very small, so we want to make sure that they remember Grandpa. And as a matter of fact, she just mailed off a picture this week, and if she's here at the house, then she gets to talk to Grandpa if they get to call him.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go see your mom? Are you okay?
I think she's okay. I think she's okay.
Now we are told as this one is hit hard to second base, you are 100% an expert about baseball. You're ready to tell us everything about baseball.
not really.
No, I know. We were actually told to get on you, give you the business about that.
No, I said about all I know is they got a new manager on Friday. They won Friday and lost last night. That's it.
Well, you know,
That's what I know.
and they're gonna win today.
There you go.
very, very good year. Now, 50 years old, your husband, for his first deployment.
He was 51.
51.
Yeah. When he came home and told me he was going, I looked and I said, seriously, dude, you're old. I don't know that he appreciated that, but...
I get told that a lot myself.
Yeah. So that one was a longer deployment. It was about 15 months. So this one to us is kind of like a cakewalk. It's only a year.
Okay.
And, my hat's off to all the families that have small children that are having to deal with this. It's just he and I, so it's a little bit easier for us. So, I appreciate all the families and she's out.
That's all right.
All the families with the small children and all the sacrifices that they make.
And it's an amazing day today because the 4th of July is a day of celebration, different certainly than Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
But it is a day where I think we have grown in our country, especially over the last couple of decades, to really celebrate people like your husband.
Absolutely. It's when our country gained its freedom, and without that day, we would have nothing to offer the world. And I think we are so fortunate and blessed to live in this country and to have something that we can share with the world. So he looks at it that he's just doing his job, and so I look at it that I'm just still here at home doing my job. So
how long are his days?
He runs 12 to 14-hour days most of the time. As a matter of fact, when we spoke, he'd been up all day and had to go back to sleep real quick and turn around and get up early in the morning and fly off somewhere.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
long days.
And when will we have him back?
We are anticipating the end of September, first part of October.
There you go. Base hit. These guys had better do something for you.
Yeah, thank you.
We are joined by Jan Ostermeyer up here, wife of Chief Warrant Officer 5, Michael Ostermeyer, up here in the booth. And he has to be home by November, correct? And you need to have him home for sure by November.
Absolutely. It's our birthdays.
That's exactly right.
And Turkey Day.
Thanksgiving and birthdays, can't miss those.
Yeah, all that good stuff's coming up. Come on, sweetie.
Oh, she's visiting us. Lindsay, you're back.
Yep, she's back.
Did they give you some candy? Is that what happened over there? Dan Herron takes a pitch outside. 1-0 the count. Jan joining us up here, reflecting on her husband. And I would imagine as that one is fouled back,
Ooh, there's the
candy is in. I would imagine, too, it's hot over there.
It is very hot. He says right now it's running between 120 and 125 degrees.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a little hot. And the Blackhawks are not air conditioned, so he's got like a cooling vest that runs cool water on the upper torso when they're out flying. Yesterday he said he was out for straight 8 hours in the air, so he doesn't complain too much, but it's pretty toasty over there and very dusty, very dirty, very windy. So it's nothing like our quick little monsoons that blow through. He's shown me some pictures, and it's just gray dirt in the air all the time.
30 years, 3 decades or so in the military of service?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. Yep. So.
Yeah, we should think twice before we complain about stuff. I know you get very upset, Darren, if the banana is bruised.
Well, it makes us appreciate, the small things that really are blessings that we have here, and they do not. Again, he looks at it as just doing his job, but I said, well, it's kind of a different job than most people have.
Thank you so much.
Thank
your husband. And we were honored to have you up here, Cutie, as well. Jan Ostermeyer.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wife of Chief Warrant Officer 5, Michael. Thanked all of them for their service.
Thank you very much.
say I'm on my way to the field, but he was like, don't worry about it, you're an all-star. So, it was exciting. Instantly called my parents and, let them know what had happened in my family. So they'll all be out there to enjoy it with me.
So we congratulate Chris Young on his first ever trip to the All-Star game out in Anaheim, Orange County, California. Oh, I really appreciate that.
Well, gotta get that name spelled right, though.
Well, today, that's Happy 4th of July, Darren.
That's right.
Just roll the R's a little bit. That's all right.
And we need more Darren Sutton signs, that's for sure. But make it with one R, folks, and an O-N.
Well, actually, we don't need any of those. Here's A.J. Ellis to lead things off. We all know better than that now. Right down the middle, strike one. Boy, Mrs. Ostermeyer, what a classy woman and very sacrificial. That's a dedicated marriage. Marriage is hard work no matter what. We all know that. But to be married to someone when they leave for months and years at a time, to give yourself as a spouse, either a husband or a wife, to a husband or a wife in the military for 30 years.
Man.
Like that. Two and two, the count to Ellis. That one is pounded foul. We're talking about Ellis, just 8 for 36 this year. There's so much work put into signs. Those are the kind of signs we need more of. I like that. Danny rocks and fires. It fouled right back to the screen. Herron last time here pitching against the Dodgers. It's on the 11th day of May. He went 6 1/3, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He struck out 10, but then behind him, those men out of the pen struggled. It was a 13-3 loss overall. He was in it when he left. His team was anyways. That's a fly ball center. Chris Young tracking, and he is there as he puts that one away. Ellis is retired. Speaking of relief pitchers, Gracie, while you were gone, and a manager in that manager's office, there was a changeover. There's been a little bit of a different approach for relief pitchers, if you will.
Really? What do we got? What did I miss?
I kind of like it, actually. The former relief pitcher in me likes it, and I think the former position player in you will like it. And I only did it in the minor leagues, but relief pitchers, when they stretch now at like 3:30 in the afternoon,
right,
it's not a whole team stretch together now. It's the position players stretch out front of the dugout. Down in the left field corners where the relief pitchers all gather. And they do their stretching. Single into center field, Chad Billingsley, 5 hits this year.
And I'll bet you they do their sprints and their running during batting practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old school.
It's a little bit more old school. That man sitting to Kirk Gibson's right has, I think, wrapped his arms around the role of making pitching decisions. It's almost as if Gibby, which is old school, said, I'll make some in-game decisions, but they're yours.
These are your pitchers. Let me know who's ready. Let me know who's not. And do what you have to do with them to get them ready.
And for me, in a way, from the perspective of the position players, I see that. I think it pulls them together out there in left field as well. I think spending more time together as a group. And let's be honest, position players, they're just bothered by relief pitchers anyway.
Just pitchers, period.
Just, okay, all
starters,
around pitchers.
Starters are also very annoying. Let's not kid ourselves.
The 1-0.
I tease, folks.
1-1.
That's all. We're all in this thing together. Pitchers, position players. Because nothing happens until the pitcher releases the baseball, so you got to have it.
The 1-1. Nearly got the inside corner. Yeah, he went. 1-2 the count.
Bruce Dreckman, the third base umpire, saw enough there to ring it up.
Just got a piece of it. We remind all of you that today's broadcast is on AFN the American Forces Network, broadcasting to armed forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. Watching today in Iraq, as we certainly know, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome to all of you watching, and thank you for your service. Split-fingered fastball. Rafael Furcal heads back to the dugout.
Well, he put a heck of a sequence on for a call. A couple of cutters inside to speed him up. And then that great split finger of Dan Herons for a call, an easy strikeout there. And that's difficult to say because he has been a hitting machine lately.
Something about his matchups with Heron have not gone his way, but he has, as you said, hit everyone. Kemp takes a cut fastball. Boy, that pitch is looking more and more like a slider for me.
It really is, I agree. But it's harder than a slider.
Kemp, as we spoke of last night, shooting everything to right field. Homer to right, fly to right twice, popped up to first, then double to right, and then line to right. This is the homer to right.
That's a long ways for a right-hander to hit a baseball to right field. Just unlimited talent on this kid.
Split-fingered fastball dives down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Well, when Dan jumps ahead, when he gets strike 1, what a different pitcher he is. Because of pitches like the splitter or the cutter. And I think if you're a hitter, your confidence dissipates just a bit against Danny when he can use all his weapons.
Yeah, you don't know what's coming once you get 2 strikes. He's got 4 different pitches he can put you away with.
This year, when he misses with the first pitch, in other words, does not throw a first pitch strike, opponents hit .355 against him.
Goodness.
When he throws strike 1, .234.
There you have it, all you young pitchers. Strike 1.
In on the hands, but it's a base hit.
Well, for that to get through, Stephen Drew really playing almost had 2 third basemen. He was playing Kemp so hard to pull. This ball not hit hard. It's jammed. It should be right at the shortstop. You can see Stephen Drew not even in the picture. And it trickles through. And Andre Ethier now a chance with 2 outs.
And timely hitting has certainly been his forte this season. Ethier this year hitting .343 with runners in scoring position. .343. And he just seems to, not everyone can, but it just seems to embrace opportunities like these. And the later in the game, the more he embraces it. Not everyone's like that. Not everyone's wired that way.
Like another LA star, Kobe Bryant. The later it gets, the better he gets.
Curveball. One of the first he's thrown, and a good one. Diamondbacks are looking to win a series against the Dodgers for the first time this year. Last time they won a series against LA was last August. The 1-1. Ethier slices that one the other way. Mara puts it away. Let's go to a very special conversation between PFC Chanel Sackett and her family. Here from Chase, a very good memory. That's
show
wonderful.
you a good time.
That's great. And thank you, Chanel, for your service as she spends time with her family. Chad Billingsley just back out, completing his warm-up tosses. Billingsley will face Kelly Johnson, Stephen Drew, and Justin Upton. Chicago Cubs come to town, and that series starts tomorrow. Day baseball. Day game tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you out there at the ballpark tomorrow, and then a couple of night games.
Are you going to boo the Cubs?
Well, I think the Cubs are down enough. As a matter of fact, they are taking on the Reds today, and it's the 9th, and they're losing 13-3 to Cincinnati. Been a tough go for our good friend Uncle Lou. 5 home runs. Yeah, the Reds aren't today.
No, the Reds are giving them a pretty good pasting today in Wrigley.
Fireworks for you tonight. Where are you heading?
Back to my house.
Just check out the fireworks around the valley.
Hang out, have a little barbecue with my mom and some friends. You're not invited, Darren.
I was going to ask what time I should be there.
Well, you're not invited.
Really? All right. Well, Kelly Johnson to lead it off.
Of course you're invited.
And then I'll be there. As long as I don't have to. Do I have to bring anything?
Why should you start now? You never have. Bring your appetite.
The right-hander goes to work. And a cut fastball darts over the inside corner. 0-1 the count. The Dodgers have 3 hits. They've stranded 3. The Diamondbacks have 2. They have also stranded 3. As that one misses away. Upon hearing of the massive changes with this organization.
Right.
And then hearing Kirk Gibson will be taking over. And then watching from afar, reading about it, watching the highlights. I think a lot of people would like to know your initial thoughts.
Well, unfortunately, once again, my timing is terrible, so I wasn't around when it all went down. I think AJ did the best he possibly could. I think he was put in a very difficult situation, and I think AJ, I hope he finds work soon, wherever it may be. He's a good man. He treated us very well.
You bet he did.
But at the end of the day, way, way too many days in last place. Way too many. And when that happens, baseball can be a very cruel game, Darren. And when you spend nearly 2 straight years in last place, well, changes are usually made. And they were.
3-2 the count to Kelly Johnson. That one is fouled off. I shared something pretty adamantly on the pregame show and on the radio on KTAR that I'll share with you. That the other thing that I think needs to be, and they showed an early response, but it needs to be a sustained response and a level of play. The 3-2 to Kelly Johnson is fouled off. Is the fact that there's a handful of players in there that on their resume will be that under their time as ball players, they had 2 managers fired in 2 years.
That's exactly right.
So responsibility needs to lie at their feet as well.
Unfortunately, you can't fire the players. But you can fire the ones that lead them. And that's what happens at this level. And it's an awful thing.
There's no doubt.
It's an awful thing. But you can see just not enough wins for A.J. Hinch.
3-2 the count. Base hit right field. Kelly Johnson with a single. And now Stephen Drew, playing sporadically, as we mentioned the last couple of days, earned a walk. Good to see him out there today because he really hits Chad Billingsley. And Billingsley, I think, pitched him accordingly the first time.
Well, trust me. Stephen Drew knows he hits Chad Billingsley, and Chad Billingsley knows that as well. He knows Stephen Drew's name.
Oh, and 1 the count to Drew. That's what we're talking about. With a home run, 7 strikeouts as well. Hey, Hira, Georgia. down in the Valdosta area, the hometown of Stephen Drew. That one is lifted and up into the seats it goes. Drew has always handled the Dodgers very handily. 316 this year, 308 in his career. He's got 80 hits against the Dodgers in his career. 308 batting average, far and away more than any other team. Pitch is high. They were talking about trying to win a series over the Dodgers, these Diamondbacks, for the first time since last August. Previous of that, the last time they won a series over the Dodgers was April of 2008. From 08 until now, LA leads the series 30-17.
Ownership.
Fires it back. Johnson back, standing up. This year, the Diamondbacks aren't alone. The Dodgers are really taking it to the National League West, and that's how you hang in a division and maybe eventually win it. They're 22-6 in the West. 22-6.
Well, they just went up and slapped around the San Francisco Giants up in the Bay Area.
And a couple of days without Matt Kemp.
And without Manny Ramirez as well.
Kemp with a bit of a dispute with his bench coach, sat for a few days.
Really?
Breaking ball, fly ball. We're speaking about Mr. Kemp. He is there, and he puts it away.
So when I was in Atlanta, I missed all the. Was there a dust up? Maybe some haymakers?
No haymakers.
No?
No, but Joe just proved again that he's got his players back, but if he needs to, he's got his coaches back just a tad more. There was a throwing error into center field from Russell Martin, and they were discussing it with Kemp, hoping that maybe he could charge in a little bit easier so that the runners don't advance when throws sail into center.
Gotcha.
They agreed to disagree. Mr. Torrey agreed that he could watch for a couple of days in San Francisco. Bob Schaefer.
That's the way it should be.
The bench coach.
You know what? Why don't you just sit next to me and we'll watch the game together?
It's a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah. That's, I'm a big believer in that, Darren. That's how you get a player's attention. Swung on and missed. You don't, players of my era, player of this era, make a lot of money. You don't get their attention by finding them. You don't. Because a lot of guys will say, okay, here's $5,000 and an extra $5,000 for the next time. Well, you get a player's attention by playing time and lack of it.
Breaking ball, a late call of a strike to Justin. Upton reached on a fielder's choice.
And also maybe, it's a beautiful ballpark in San Francisco. Why don't you come about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and do some running. And I'll let you know when you're done.
Now you're talking my language. We don't see that much in the big leagues. 1-2 the count. And we like Matt Kemp, let us be clear, a lot.
He's a tremendous player.
And a good kid. Always has time for us.
But even good kids, once in a while, will succumb to insubordination. Mercy.
Upton chases high and out of the zone. Let us thank some of our great sponsors for making this possible today. And stepping aside with our regular reads and Kia Motors, Arizona Plumbing and Cooling Contractors, Amica Insurance, APS, AT&T, Just for Men, Chaz Roberts, Fort McDowell Casino, Fulton Homes, Gila River Casinos, Fry's, I love Fry's, Geico Insurance, Jack in the Box, McDonald's, Miller Lite, Professional Firefighters Association, Schumacher European as Montero fouls it off, Quest, I want to forget about Quest, Southwest Airlines, the UPS store, Taco Bell, and the Valley Hyundai dealers. Valley Hyundai dealers, I should say. So thank you to all of our sponsors. I'm very, very excited that I was able to mention all our sponsors, and I didn't do so over a national moment of silence, as I did in Atlanta.
What a moment for you.
It was one of the low points of my career. I read off the names of 17 companies to 20 companies, and every single person in Turner Field, except for me, was quiet.
National moment of silence.
I think everyone in America was quiet.
I think that is the maddest I've ever seen you, Darren Sutton.
The 1-1. Line drive into right center field. Moving on up. All the way to third base is Kelly Johnson. So with a couple of outs, Mickey gets it rolling. He's got 2 hits today.
That boy can hit.
You bet he can hit.
That boy can just flat out hit. Bottom line. Little cut fastball, stays in the middle of the plate. Bang! Drills it into right center. Takes a strange hop on Ethier. He was fortunate to knock that down with his bare hand. That gets by. It's 1-0 Diamondbacks.
Montero, a 300 career hitter against the Dodgers. 28 hits in 89 at-bats in his career. And now all-star Chris Young. That pitcher's low. 1-0 the count to CY. Chris grounded out back in the first inning to end the inning. 3 home runs, though, and 34 at-bats in his career against Billingsley. He was sleeping when his manager called him this morning to tell him he was an all-star. He admitted to us he, as you heard earlier, tried to pretend like he was wide awake.
Yeah, when your manager calls you, a lot of times it's not because of good news. Usually it's because you messed something up. But that's the best news you can get. And he deserves to go. He's had a terrific year.
By the way, right around the corner, we have a Black Hawk pilot joining us.
Right on.
Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush will be joining us here in the booth. He has given 25 years, a quarter century, to the military. Young pops it foul, and he is leaving tomorrow for Iraq.
Wow.
So we will chat with him after this break. Grew up in Iowa. We're going to ask him about that. And he was a Cubs and a Mark Grace fan. We won't hold that against him.
Oh, love having classy gentlemen come into the booth.
The 2-1. Did he? Looked like he certainly did.
And he chased one down and away. Little cut fastball. Just had his mind made up. It was going to be a strike. And he just couldn't hold it up.
Young needs to trademark his check swing because nobody does it like he does. 2-2 the count. High fly ball. The all-star to deep left center field. Did he get it? No, he didn't. Kemp up and under that balcony, firing the helmet in the air.
He thought he got it. He did not.
Matt Kemp has had plenty taken away from him.
That must have just missed the overhang there.
Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush joins us. 24 years. power to surprise. We talked about this, what a treat it is. Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush joining us, leaving tomorrow and heading back to Iraq. First of all, thank you for your service. Thank you for being here today. It is our honor to have you sitting with us.
Thanks for your support.
An Iowa guy, Gracie.
An Iowa guy, Cub fan.
Yeah.
A Cub fan. Tell us about that.
Yeah, back in the day, I followed the Cubs growing up in Iowa. Iowa Cubs, obviously the connection there. Yeah, I followed you when you were a player there. And when I moved to Arizona, I think the year after you did.
Okay.
Somewhere around the same time. And became a D-backs fan when I moved to Arizona in '99.
Now, did you ever play ball?
When I was young.
Gotcha.
That's plenty.
Yeah,
that's plenty.
Little league.
Well, you're heading over tomorrow.
I am.
Wow. Now I have to. Are you nervous? Are you? What's your feelings?
Well, obviously mixed feelings about leaving my family.
Right. Of course.
That's the toughest part. But we've been overseas in the theater for over 6 months now.
Right.
And well established. Our Arizona soldiers, sons and daughters, are doing great things over there.
Great.
So, I don't want to say it's all routine because it never is, but we're pretty confident in the mission and what we're doing over there. So, right now the mission is to get finished and bring our folks home.
And how many soldiers did you take command of over there?
My battalion is just over 400 strong. And about 265 of those are Arizona National Guard soldiers.
Awesome.
Battlefield circulation, moving soldiers around?
Yep, soldiers and equipment around the battlefield. Yep, it's an assault helicopter battalion. So, Arizona's. So.
That's a strike to Casey Blake. And you were at Game 5 of the D-backs Cardinals 0-1 Division Series.
Really?
I was, yeah.
Do tell. What do you remember about it?
I actually misremembered Kurt Schilling pitching a little bit better than he did. But I do remember Kurt Schilling pitching that day and pitching a gem.
Him and Matt Morris went toe-to-toe.
They did.
Oh,
yeah.
it was awesome. Go ahead. I interrupted. I apologize.
No, that was a great game. It was phenomenal. I was here with my sister, as a matter of fact. And, and I just missed the opportunity to go to Game 7 of the World Series. I found out the day afterwards that one of my soldiers had 2 tickets that she was going to sell for face value. If I'd have known about it, I would have been there, obviously. But Game 5 of the NLCS was a phenomenal game. It was great to be part of.
Tony Womack, the big hit. The big hit.
Yeah.
Tony Womack got more big hits than even Gonzo that year. And Gonzo had the MVP caliber season, but Tony Womack got more big hits.
Yeah, Tony Womack. I remember he was quite the catalyst.
Oh yeah, he made it happen up there at the top of the order.
Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush joining us up here. I want to let you brag about your family a little bit, because I would imagine you mentioned this is the hardest part. Brag about them, your wife and your daughters. Is that correct? And also, how often are you able to communicate with them?
Well, my wife Colleen and I have 4 daughters: Lily, Leanna, Devin,
you are a
and
good
Krista.
man. You are a good man. You got 4 of them. You got 2, Darren.
I have 2.
Yep. 15, 12, 10, and 6. And my wife is phenomenal. She's so strong, so tough. For what she has done over the last year, really over my career, but over the last year especially, has been just amazing. Keeping our family together, keeping things going. She's the chairperson for the Family Readiness Group for the unit. Spends a great deal of her own time. She built the website and does a ton of stuff for families, and just my hat's off to her. Couldn't do it without her.
And are you able to communicate much?
I am. We communicate. We talk probably 3 or 4 times a week. That's her on the camera. My wife Colleen, Leanna, and Devin there on the left. We talk about 3 or 4 times a week, probably on Skype.
Right.
Typically.
I don't know how to do that yet. I guess I better learn.
It's a computer thing. So
enough said.
There you go.
I'm just an old ball player. I'm just an old ball player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's technology certainly helps, I'll bet.
It does. It does.
Now, are you able to follow any sort of sports? If you're online, if you're on computers, do you follow sports over there? When you guys get together, you guys and gals get together, I think what we don't understand, and we'd love to hear your insights, do we talk about things that are quote-unquote American quite a bit, even though you're halfway around the world?
Yeah. The soldiers, they appreciate getting mentioned. They appreciate. I mean, this sort of thing is just fantastic. And the worst thing about it is, I wish all my soldiers could participate in this. And next year when we get back, I'm put the plug in right now that if we do this next year, that they have this opportunity because they're the ones that really deserve it.
That is so true.
And are you able to be active at all, play any sports, get the guys or the gals out and do anything like that, or is that tough to do?
There's a little bit of time. We're pretty busy.
Well, it's 125 degrees.
I get that part. We talked about that earlier.
It is. It's pretty hot. Coming from Arizona, it helps.
Sure.
I can imagine.
It definitely does. But, yeah, 125 is hot no matter how you slice it. But there's some time for some soldiers. Like I said, we're pretty busy. There isn't a whole lot of aviation still in the theater, especially where we are, and so we're real busy. And so my soldiers don't have a ton of free time, but that's okay. We're over their work.
And you have a special suit that keeps you cool in your Blackhawk?
We do. Yep. Microclimate cooling vest.
I knew that.
Yeah. And it helps. It helps a lot. Makes it bearable.
Does it?
Glad to have Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush joining us up here. 24 years. When you started as this, did you always know that this would be your career? Or did you hope?
Yeah, after I got into flight school.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did. So I wanted to do this job, the very job that I'm doing right now. That's what all young officers aspire to be as a battalion commander.
So we are lucky to have you doing something you love. I think that helps, right?
It does.
Now, do you run a tight ship with those guys?
I don't know.
Are you a pushover?
No, I'm not a pushover. I believe in empowering junior leaders and letting them run their units, and just try to be fair and do the right thing by the organization as a whole. And usually works out pretty well.
Because if mistakes happen, it's disaster.
Yeah, can be. Yep, absolutely. So some mistakes are forgivable. Obviously, honest mistakes you forgive and
sure.
Move on.
Now, he's a big man. I would say yes, sir. He's a very big man, folks. Trust me.
On the special This One's For You telecast, one of many of our special guests joining us, Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush and his family, as that one paints the outside corner. To Blake DeWitt, 4 daughters missing you at home and being able to communicate with them. They must be proud of Dad.
I think they are.
And you proud of them?
Absolutely.
And they're not allowed to date till they're 30.
35.
There you go. I like that.
In the ballpark, but we really don't talk about that yet. They're just too far away.
Good. See, that's what I like to hear. Now, I have one that's 12, so she's getting close to that age. I may ask you to come speak with her.
Okay.
I do my best, but something to me, Gracie says that this will have more of an impact.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. You're a big man too, Darren, but I don't know. You get these fatigues in there, man, that's a whole different story.
And you were home for 2 weeks?
I have been home for the last 2 weeks, yes.
Boy, you just must value this time beyond belief.
Absolutely.
And just cram everything in you can.
Yep, it's been great. It really has. It's been just enough. Got to get back there and finish.
Take care of business.
So, yep, absolutely. But it's been a great opportunity to reconnect with the family and great play there.
We like that.
Absolutely.
And we are very grateful for your service. Lieutenant
you.
Colonel Bush joining us.
Appreciate your support. Thanks. Great to meet you guys.
Thank you very much. Godspeed.
Thanks.
Sports and, of course, the United States Department of Defense, they got together. They built a 5,000-square-foot state-of-the-art Fox Sports Skybox Lounge.
How cool is that?
At an Air Force base in Southwest Asia, serving the 379th Air Expeditionary Wing. Facility to serve men and women in the military. The whole project went from concept to reality in just a few months. And so a place to celebrate, have maybe a cold one or a snack, and Fox Sports, well done, in the United States Department of Defense getting together. Gracie needs some squirrel shoes, I would agree.
No, those are for Adam LaRoche.
I
think we need Adam to maybe make us a pair of squirrel shoes.
I've been asking for some since Houston.
I'd love to wear some squirrel shoes. As that was driven down the right side.
His feet are rolling. They're kicking on around. He's got spikes on. Makes it easier to leg out a double. He's thinking about three just in case. So LaRoche with the two-bagger. And a runner in scoring position.
Gets a breaking ball and drives it down the right side. Ethier just has to chase it. And he gets it in. A leadoff double in this 0-0 pitchers duel.
And here's Mark Reynolds. That man, the other side of the pitcher's duel, but he's getting ready to hit. Don't be speaking with him about pitching now. A 400 hitter, a 426 hitter. Let's move the runners on around for him. Strike one to Mark Reynolds. That was a couple of nights ago. Reynolds had, I think a lot of us felt, very telling at bat. There was a runner in scoring position. He had two strikes. Choked down on his swing, choked up on the bat just a bit, and poked a little Texas leaguer to right field. RBI Mark Reynolds.
That's all it takes when you put the ball in play. You give yourself a chance. Somebody might boot one, like 6 of them last night.
That's exactly right.
Whoa, that'll get your attention.
Mark has homered twice in his career against Billingsley in 27 at-bats. About a 200 hitter, though. And he has struck out 10 times against Chad Billingsley. 1-1 the count.
And I have a feeling, Darren, as Mark's career continues on and on, he's probably going to be like that on a lot of pitchers. He's going to have a bunch of strikeouts, but he's going to have a few homers off of them, too. Just about anybody and everybody.
Two balls and one strike. Scoreless ball game. 5 hits for the Diamondbacks, 3 for the Dodgers. That one's belted. Center field. Kept going back, looking up. Did it get up and out of here? It did not. Come on down, says Youngblood. Come on over, he says to Mark Reynolds. A slide with a triple. It just missed. A 4-bagger, and the Diamondbacks lead it 1-0. I mean, just under that yellow line in straightaway center field.
I think everybody in the building thought it was gone. Boom. I think Mark Reynolds thinks it's gone as well, but Matt Kemp looks up and just underneath that yellow line. But a triple and 1-0 D-backs. First team to strike is the D-backs, looking for that elusive series win against the Dodgers.
Very elusive. And how about a ball hit, as we mentioned earlier, how about a ball hit to center field?
Good to see.
Uphold. That one is fouled off. 0-2 the count. Infield in about halfway for the Dodgers. Outfield straight up. Hang in there, Adam. Slaps it down the line. Foul ball.
Saw a lot of that from Parra and Montero a couple of nights ago against these Dodgers, slapping it the other way. Good hitting fundamentals Just missing the line out there for a foul ball, but that's the attitude and that's the game plan that you take against a guy that's pitching away. Just drive it to the other side. All it takes is a fly ball to score Mark Reynolds.
Curveball right down the elevator shaft.
That's a big strikeout there. Now Dan Herron looking to help himself. What do you think about a first pitch squeeze, Darren?
Love it. Infield in. All the way in now. Got a brand new third base coach up from the minor leagues. Longtime major leaguer Joel Youngblood was running things in the outfield throughout the minor leagues. Nothing doing. He takes strike one. Youngblood peers in again. Gibson loads him up with some signs.
That's the thing. Joel Youngblood has to learn all the signs here at the major league level. They're different down there where they are. So he's had a crash course in third base coaching 101. Dan Herron looking for off speed, and he's gotten a couple of fastballs thrown right by him. He got frozen.
0-2 the count. And he grounded out to short to end things in the second. Chased a curveball in the dirt. Herron goes down on strikes.
Took the two fastballs for strikes and then swung at the breaking ball at the dirt. Danny will be disappointed in that at bat.
So now Kelly Johnson. Just a tick under 300 with runners in scoring position. There he is. He's been waiting. Watching all around the world on the Armed Forces Network, and we are communicating with Iraq. Hello there, guys, as they take in the ball game. 0-1. Pitch is high. Satellite feeds today from Basra, Combat Operations Base Adder, and Camp Taji in Iraq as well. 70 Arizona National Guard soldiers and their families here today. I want to thank the Diamondbacks for providing the suite, the food. All of us with Fox Sports Arizona working so hard. I also want to, while I have a quick moment, just a very quick moment, to thank our production crew, every single one of them, who arrived at 5:30 this morning to start planning for this day. Putting in a full day for all of our soldiers and their families.
Nice going, gang.
Here, here, guys. Mark Major celebrating his 40th birthday, part of our crew. Here at 5:30 this morning. Had a big cake. Somebody swiped a piece of his cake. How does that happen? 2-2 the count. Runner at third. Breaking ball. It's pounded foul. He has really gone to that 12-6 straight down curveball when he has needed big outs. He got Parra with it. He got Herron with it. Just try to get Johnson with it. That pitch does not discriminate. Missed the inside corner. Taking in the ball game. We thank all of you for your service and our safety. He went to the curveball again. Johnson cheats out front, drives it into the corner. Now it is foul. A foul ball down the line. Bill Hahn out checking it out, following it. He threw him the curveball. Johnson, his body leaked out front, but the hand stayed back. Enough anyway, but it was foul. That looked like, did I see that correct? I'd love to see that one more time. Does this disappear behind the pole? Oh, it sails in front of him. Sails in front of him. He made the right call and a nice job. Bill Hahn got it right. Nice job. Fu Manchu is gone. I hardly recognized him. Goes with a cut fastball in. Well, very frustrating to leave that runner at third. Reynolds with a triple and then 3 strikeouts in a row. On this July the 4th, we continue our special This One's For You. It's wonderful. Casey Blake. He ended the inning. Blake DeWitt will lead it off. Behind him is Ellis. DeWitt grounded out to first. And then it's Billingsley behind him. That one is popped up down the line and into the seats it goes. DeWitt 2 of 6. If you include last night, but already 4 hits in this series. 4 for 10 in this series. And a big day game hitter. Not a lot of guys are good day game hitters. You had to be. You had no choice.
Yeah, you had no choice. If you weren't a good day game hitter for the Cubs, well, you'd have to be a good night game hitter in Iowa.
No, 19 day games for DeWitt, hitting .333. A good night game hitter in Iowa. I like that. That pitch called a strike. They said he went around 1-2 the count. Have you been able to witness the racing legends?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen them. I've been hanging out in Hotlanta.
The 1-2. That one is popped up. Long run for Parra. Still coming. So, you're 0 for 2, by the way. And in the first race, Manny Ramirez tried to take you out.
Manny did that to me?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I thought we were tight, Manny.
Well, then last night, you just couldn't let it go. Look at the lead you had. I mean, you were so far out in front. You were looking for Manny, taunting Manny. He was not there. Then you lost.
He gives up his lead. A huge mistake in such an important race.
That's terrible.
Look at Elmer's Grace, 250 to 1.
Elmer's Grace.
I mean, it's the big Marine at 3 to 1. Mikey,
attaboy, Mikey.
Great sign there.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure I've got something in store for Manny today.
2-2 the count. Into center field, breaks his bat, but gets himself a base hit. So Broken Bat single for Blake DeWitt. Let's find Jody Jackson. Jody, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, as we continue our salute to the troops, this one's for you on July 4th. I'm alongside Valina and Bill Head. And guys, we want to just stand up for a moment. And they have their grandson, Caden, here. And Valina and Bill have slid into the role of your daughter, Ashley. Specialist Ashley Thompson and your son-in-law, Daniel Thompson, are over in Iraq. You got to see them today. And just what was that like for you?
It was awesome to see them together and to be able to talk to them. It was really great. It was good.
Now, they're over there together, but they're not in the same place. So it was good to see the two of them together, right?
Yes. They're about 6 hours apart, so it was the Army flew them to be together so we can see them today. And it was great. It was really good.
And then it's obviously a unique role. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and certainly this Thompson village is a terrific one. What's it been like for you guys to slide into the role of parents while they're deployed?
Well, we're getting close to empty nesting, and now we've kind of put that on hold for the next year. But it's been absolutely awesome. It's very unique to be able to spend this kind of time with our grandson. So we've enjoyed it, actually.
They got to see Caden?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. But it is actually, it's very unique to be able to have the time to spend with them. It's good.
And you mentioned empty nester because your daughter Tracy is 18, correct?
18, and she just graduated from Marine Corps boot camp. So we were getting close to being done, and now we've kind of taken a break from that, and he's kind of kept me occupied.
Yeah, and it's a military family. Your husband Bill was in the military as well, right?
Yes, he was. He was in the Marines. So now we're officially a military family. 2 daughters, both in the military. So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here today, and thank both Ashley and Daniel for their service to our country.
Absolutely. I thank them also. All
right, Darren, Gracie, back to you.
Jody, well done, and we thank them for their service. This will be a tough tube. Maybe not. Did he get him with the tag? He gets the runner. They got him with the tag, and that is a double play. Kelly Johnson just stuck with it, popped the tag on him, and got rid of it in time.
I guess they called that a tag. I think Blake DeWitt knew it. Nicely done there by Kelly Johnson.
With Arizona leading it 1-0, here is Billingsley. Fastball, ground ball, another chance for a hard hit, Kelly Johnson. 1-0.
Of the 5th here at Chase Field. This one's for you continues on this 4th of July on Fox Sports Arizona. Carlos hanging out here in the party suite. Darren Sutton, Mark Grace have the call. They take it when they need it. You know the drill. Our special guest now, Hillary Rico, whose husband Dominic is serving overseas. And how long has he been there?
Wow, 8 months?
8 months? Sergeant Dominic Rigo, right?
Yes.
Now, I want to get right to this because not too long ago, you and I were talking, and you have your hands full, by the way. You have 2 young sons. There's Dominic right there on the screen. You guys have 2 young sons, 5 and 6 years old, and one of them punched me in the gut and said, I'm not going to be able to talk to my daddy today. You facilitated that, right?
Oh, of course.
And how did it go?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're very, very excited, so it was fun.
How do you handle them wanting to talk to daddy? Like, I could feel the anxiety. They wanted to get a word in, or 2 or 3, but every day.
Yeah, or 10. Yeah, no, they do pretty well most of the time. Thankfully, we keep pictures, and they talk to those if necessary. But thankfully, we love the age of technology where they can talk to him quite often. So
this is interesting because you guys have been married 10 years. Now, I'm going to personalize this. I do hockey and baseball for a living, so I travel year round, and I get anxious, and it's tough for me to leave for a 10-day road trip. It's tough for us to deal with it on the home front. How is it for you? And that's a whole different world. You would take 10 days in a heartbeat, wouldn't you?
Well, 10 days, yeah, well, that would be preferable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but if we get through it, we have little goals that we get to. So a little bit at a time, a day at a time, and we're okay.
You got to tell us a little bit about the community and how they have sort of rallied around your husband. They've taken ownership in him, haven't they?
Yes, they certainly have. We come from a really small town, and everyone tends to do whatever they can. I don't always ask for help, but they're good about providing it.
Yeah.
We live right next door to my in-laws, and they do a lot for us. And the community itself, our church, our friends and family that are in town, they come around and they do a lot. They do boy things with my boys, which is good because they're rougher than I can be. So.
And how about the flag? Can you tell us about the flag and where it went and where it is now?
Gotcha. Well, the flag, what it came about, it was actually flown on a mission by my husband and some of the guys on one of the crews out there. And it was because of my mother-in-law, who's the head teacher at Wickenburg Christian Academy. Her students have been writing to him and one of the other gals there. And so these guys took the flag out on one of their missions and then took pictures, packaged it up, sent it back here for them. And when he was home on leave a few weeks ago, they did like a flag folding ceremony, kind of officially retired it, and they have it on display at the school now. It was really cool for the students, really cool for my boys, really cool for my husband.
So everyone really has sort of a piece of the flag and a piece of your husband's mission, right?
Oh, yes. Yep, definitely.
How about a day like today? I mean, just to know you're going to do this, you're going to be with people of, well, you have a commonality in all kinds of issues, but just to be here to celebrate this game and know that people are celebrating you and your family and your husband.
It's really exciting. It's really encouraging to know that so many people, even if they don't necessarily back, everything, the reasons why we're doing what we're doing, they back the families and they back the guys that are there, and it's really important to keep, encouraging those of us at home too. It's really good for us. It's encouraging to us.
You have a great spirit about you, Hillary. Thanks.
Thank
to your husband, good luck and Godspeed. And to your son that threw that left cross right into my gut, I appreciate it. Kind of woke me up today. We had a long night here at the ballpark last night, but I'm glad we were able to help you guys say hello, and it's just great to have you here.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been a really great day so far.
All right, how about that, guys? This kid can throw one, by the way. Counters, left, right, jabs.
Well, I like that, Tom.
I know you do. I know you do.
I'm going to give him a few more bucks for a few more swings at you.
Is that how that happened?
Oh, well, don't tell anyone.
I knew there was a sugar daddy involved. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Todd and Hillary, thank you guys very much. And for your sacrifice as a family, Hillary, we certainly are blessed because of your husband and safer today. 1-0 the count. Miguel Montero, well, Drew with a single. Justin's having a tough day. He goes down on strikes. Just hasn't looked like Justin today at all.
It's had 3 tough at-bats.
Now, the same can't be said about Miguel Montero. He is having
a terrific day.
A great day. Chad Billingsley doesn't like facing him. He is now 7 for 16 in his career against Billingsley. Hitter's count of 2-0. And lobs the curveball, but it misses outside. 3-0 the count. Billingsley works here in the 5th inning. He's thrown 87 pitches, and this has become the trademark start. As he gets deeper in the game, the pitch count goes up. He has only pitched 7 or more innings 3 times this season. He's 25 years old. but pitching deep has not been a trademark of the career of Chad Billingsley. Since last year's All-Star break, Billingsley in 28 starts, which is nearly a full season, has an ERA almost of 5. Almost 5.
Got him to chase one up and away.
2-2. He had a run for about a season and a half from 08 until All-Star break 09, where he dominated sub-3 ERA. He was an all-star last year.
Yes. Looks like he's got these Diamondbacks looking off speed and just throwing fastballs, either freezing them or just throwing them right by him. That's the danger when you guess with 2 strikes. Guess off speed, you're not going to catch up with that blazing fastball.
Billingsley fires outside. Billingsley in his career against Arizona has made 16 starts, won 8 of them. Struck out a Diamondback per inning of work. Gave up 3 homers, but his team eventually beat the Diamondbacks back in late May, as that's a strike. Broken bat, ground ball. Drew is erased. Young on a fielder's choice ground out on this 4th of July. Glad to have but can't get Manny out of his head from the other night. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Wow. And then
I keep getting distracted.
Gracie being Gracie. Golly. You just can't focus.
Thank you to Manny Ramirez for being a good sport.
I guess they went down, spoke with Manny. He was all in. A little swinging bunt. That's a foul ball. Dan Herron just cut it off. 0-1 to
just
count.
get him a cutoff, man. Exactly. That was very clever. That's the first Racing Legends I've seen. Watch this. There's the throw. Nah, it's a foul ball. Yeah, keep that pitching hand out of there, Dan.
And by the way, Matt Williams won the race, but we really at this point don't care.
Well, sounds to me like I'm the only one winless.
I think I'm sensing that as a trend. I think we got to get you going. I mean, it's very disappointing. I think you need to get inside that suit.
Well, I think I do as well.
I need more, Gracie. I need some focus.
Manny keeps distracting me. He's throwing towels at me, and yeah, it looks like.
Look at that. That's embarrassing.
Elmer Grace.
That one is slapped for calls. Going to run for a while. Into the corner it goes. Parra plays it easily, so it's a double. For Rafael Furcal.
Tried to come in with a fastball. Doesn't get in there. Stays out over the plate. Looked like a cut fastball. He just left out over him. Beautiful job there by Furcal. Swatting it the other way for a leadoff double.
I may have to have skipper Don Zimmer put in a phone call to your likeness. Get him going. Get him focused.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Old skipper Don Zimmer, he knew how to get you to focus.
I was speaking with him in Tampa Bay, and he was looking ahead to this race and hoping this wouldn't happen, quite honestly.
Well,
you're winless, Gracie.
Well, it's starting to get embarrassing. I'm starting to think there might be a conspiracy around here. They'd never do that to me, would they, Darren? And I wouldn't be shocked at all if you may be behind all this losing.
1-1 the count to Kemp. 1-0 the score. I know nothing about it.
Yeah, Mr. Innocence.
The 1-1 is outside. 2-1 the count. Here in a couple of weeks, there's a big singles night at the ballpark.
What? A mixer?
A big mixer. I'm afraid that the Gracie mascot will just run right up the stairs and up to the mixer.
You know what? There's a good chance he might, because I love a good mixer. Trust me.
2-1 the count.
When is that mixer? I'm going.
Hard to figure what that pitch was. A split-fingered fastball that just hung up there. Look at how
stretching
athletic
out,
you are.
trying to stretch out there. There you go. Oh, boy. Oh, man. I have a feeling I'm doomed.
Pitches away. Next Saturday night, it is 80s night at the ballpark. It is the Gubna bobblehead, the Greg Schulte
nice.
bobblehead, and for the Racing Gracie, a mixer.
I'm going to be up there. What time's the mixer start?
It's pregame, and then during the game, there's a tequila tasting.
Boy, I better be careful. If I'm tasting tequila up there, I'll have to be on the air. Strike 3.
Cut fastball. It was a nasty one, and Kemp goes down on strikes.
Oh, man, I can taste that agave now. Beautiful cut fastball. Right through it goes Matt Kemp. One big out.
I'm telling you, more depth and more tilt than I've seen with that cutter in a while. It's like a Jeremy Bonderman slider. I mean, nasty duck.
I agree.
Split-fingered fastball floats twice. That's
looks like
now.
that one did, yeah.
These are interesting times, certainly for the Diamondbacks. As there's been a lot of change up top, a lot of change at manager's office. Base hit right field. Upton is on it. They're going to send the runner on down. Here's a throw to the plate. It's cut off. Cut off by LaRoche. They have the runner at second. But we are tied. Boy, did they have a shot at home plate?
They did, but the throw was up the line, Darren. And you're taught as a first baseman. If that throw is going to take you up the third base line, And you can see it's going to be way up the line. It would have certainly been. I don't think so. I think the throw was offline. I think he would have been safe. I think Adam LaRoche made the right play right there, getting that out at second base.
Do you see his momentum? Boy, that replay was very telling. He was moving to get that baseball. Really moving.
You are taught if that throw is about 10 to 15 feet to your left or right, cut it and get the out.
He got the out, there's no doubt. You can see that ball was tailing as Adam had to follow it. Montero was moving up the line as well, over the outside.
I think that throw is going to be at least 25 feet up the line. I mean, it was a rocket. I mean, he got a lot on the throw. That's a strike. Let's take a look. What do you guys think? Watch this ball start tailing. Look how far up the line it's going to take. I think he made the right play right there.
LaRoche set up square, as you said. Ground ball, foul ball, and he took 5 steps to get to that ball. It's good insight, though, from the first baseman.
Upton did a good job of hitting the cutoff man, making a cuttable throw. Ended up getting a big out. Now, unless something freakish happens, you're going to get out of this inning with just 1 run. If you let that ball go, I personally think that Furcal is going to be safe at the plate, and Andre Ethier standing on second base. And just 1 out instead of 2, and nobody on.
That one bounces in there. Heron working for the Diamondbacks. That's what it says out front of his jersey. But there are folks window shopping today. There's no denying it. Representatives from and scouts down below. The Yankees, the Reds, the Braves, the Cardinals, the Angels, the Padres, the Mets, and the Blue Jays, to name a few. As that one is fouled off.
Guys, like the Padres need more pitching. Are you kidding me?
They may just be advancing for after the break. I know the Yankees aren't on the schedule coming up. Neither the Cardinals and neither are the Angels. That one is fouled back to the screen. And done with the Braves. 2-2 the count.
Well, they'd have to make an awfully sweet deal to get Dan Heron. Now, I'm not talking just a couple prospects. Didn't get that outside corner.
Three and 2 the count. They're just window shopping right now. No one has their credit cards out just yet.
No?
They're window shopping.
Well, they might be paying cash.
They may be.
And Dan makes a lot of cash.
Bouncing ball, knocked down by Johnson. Once he unloads it, he gets on it. Great play, cutting that ball off, as we mentioned, by Adam LaRoche. He explains it to Dan. unique and memorable. The President of the United States, 1-1 is our score. As we welcome you back, Adam LaRoche to lead things off. Thank you, sir, for your service. So many sponsors and partners we will talk about throughout this inning that have made it possible today by honestly just stepping aside and handing over airtime that they have paid for. And boy, that is wonderful as part of our telecast. Back to the screen. Adam LaRoche, as you said, taking 5 or 6 steps, ranging over to his left to cut that ball off as Montero followed him way up the line. And because of that, the bases were cleaned off. Pitch over the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Nice play, by the way, by Kelly Johnson. It looked like he got that ball in the heel of his glove to get it back out to end the inning. Fastball up and away, 1-2.
Billingsley at 95 pitches here with no out in the 6th.
Two and 2 the count. Double down the right field line and grounded out to second. Back into second. Over the top of that one. 2 and 2 the count. Yesterday, early batting practice. Miguel Montero, Stephen Drew, Adam LaRoche, Gerardo Parra, all the left-handers were out hitting off of a curveball machine. Machine throwing curveballs, and Montero decided he was going to emulate Adam LaRoche's stance. Nowhere near the same body type, but boy, did he pull it off.
Really?
Unfortunately, a strikeout there, but Miggy had the high follow through, had the open stance. He was able to do it. I want to thank all of our sponsors. We were speaking of this earlier. Kia doing a great job. There's Miggy. Impressionist extraordinaire. Amica, Arizona Plumbing and Cooling Contractors. APS, AT&T, Chaz Roberts. Just for Men, Fort McDowell Casino, Fry's, Fulton Homes, Geico Insurance, Gila River Casinos, Jack in the Box part of things as the breaking ball sails to the backstop. McDonald's, Miller Lite, the Professional Firefighters Association, Quest, Schumacher European, Southwest Airlines, Taco Bell, the UPS store. They helped us deliver today, and the Valley Hyundai dealers. Thank you guys very much for stepping aside with your support today. Airtime you purchased that you gave and donated essentially to the troops so we could honor them. Arizona Diamondbacks providing the suite, all of the food in the suite. All of our families, more than 70 Arizona National Guard soldiers, families at the game. Right back to the screen, got away with a high cutter. Arizona Army National Guard 2nd Battalion, 285th Assault Helicopter Regiment. Stationed in Iraq, talking to loved ones back here in Arizona. 1-2. Outside, 2-2 the count. Outside, 3-2 the count. Full count, 1 out. A mile high. And up toward the roof. The girders up there. There to make the play is Rafael Furcal. At the beginning of this series, Kirk Gibson said clearly, we owe the Dodgers. We have a score to settle with them. They have embarrassed us this year. They walked us off 3 straight times. They ended our season in 08. Went out and got Manny Ramirez and didn't lose again. We owe the Dodgers.
And that was today.
The way he made that clear in this opening press conference on Friday.
Maybe a Donnybrook.
But don't get me excited.
I know how you've been wanting a good Donnybrook lately. You've been ornery lately. How about a couple of runs? That would help.
That would help.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't really need a big Pier 6 brawl. Just how about a couple of runs?
Or how about both? 1-0 the count. One and one as that one is into par. Buries that fastball inside. 106 pitches. As he works here in the 6th inning with 2 outs. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Last time out, Billingsley pitched against San Francisco in San Francisco. Went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs through 98 pitches. No decision, but his team won. Missed to start with a groin pull. Previous to that, as it's fouled off. Boy, hanging around. 3-2 the count. The 3-2. Taking him up to 110 pitches as he fouls it off. Dodgers first round pick in 2003 out of Defiance, Ohio. Great All-American city. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, what a year Hunk Chikwa is having. Little Topper pulls that one on the ground. Loney flips. Billingsley to the bag in time. This one's for you continues. July 4th, 1-1 our score. Part of our telecast. Let's turn it over to a unique conversation. Specialist Jeremy Conklin today. She sees herself on TV.
Yes, she does.
I'm Mark.
And this is
I'm
Mark back there.
I'm back here. Hi.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, how are you? Hi, sweetie. Can you give me 5?
See, all the ladies love you. It always works out that way. Now, tell us about Christopher. Tell us about where he is now, and that's why we have you here today. Tell us about Christopher.
Christopher's in Camp Adar in Iraq. This is his 3rd tour to Iraq. and we hope to have him home soon.
Well, there he is, Christopher there.
Brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. He's a staff sergeant dealing with a lot of what we have heard about right now, the heat. And how often are you able to talk with him?
We can Google chat with him probably about once a week, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And so he gets to talk to his dad and tell us all about what's going on.
And postcards? Has he sent any postcards back?
Oh, when he was in boot camp, he would send postcards. I had to go out and buy a lot of postcards, self-addressed stamps, so we could hear from him. And one of those he told us, he said, "Don't worry about me. This is just like church camp."
Somehow I don't believe that. But he was born today's his birthday?
Today is his birthday.
Oh,
he was born at 1 minute till noon on 4th of July.
Wow. Gracie, I think we need to, don't you think?
Okay.
His birthday.
Ready?
You can join us too if you like.
Want to sing happy birthday?
Ready, Gracie?
So it's Christopher, right?
It's Christopher.
Okay.
He'll start us.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christopher. Happy birthday to you.
Very good, very good. Christopher, happy birthday, and carrying on, not only as he celebrates his birthday today, carrying on a proud family tradition, huh?
Yes, he is. His grandfather and his father both retired 26 years military.
Isn't that incredible, Gracie?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So proud to serve our country.
Much. Thank them so much.
Proud to serve.
Golly.
And third deployment? Is this his third deployment?
Yes.
And your feelings now as a mom? Are you a little bit more nervous this time?
I am a little bit more nervous. The other two have been in a more confined structure. Now he's in broadcasting with the Army, and so he travels around, which is a little bit more concerning.
Right.
Interesting. In communications, and explain a little bit of what he does.
He goes out and he takes film and of things around Iraq, and we have seen some of the work that he's done, and he writes for a newspaper for the Army.
It's interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, are you a worrywart mom, or are you one of the tough ones?
I try not to worry. We just put him in God's hands, and there he goes.
It's something, though, that you're used to. I mean, obviously, from your time and your life.
Right. With my husband and now with Chris.
My goodness. 2-2 is the count on Casey Blake. Mickey Jelly, Mrs. Jelly joining us, the mother of Staff Sergeant Christopher, as that one is popped foul and up and into the seats. Is he able to talk about it as a young man? Was it something that he looked forward to doing? Are you not surprised that this is his life?
I am very surprised that
Really?
it was his life. Yeah, when he went to boot camp, I thought, I don't know if he's going to make this or not. But he has done very well. Going to make a career out of it.
Oh, that's wonderful. As that one is fouled back. And into the seats it goes. Been to Korea, too, huh?
Yeah, he served almost 2 years in Korea. Loved Korea, wants to go back.
Wow.
So.
Look at you. Are you missing your uncle? Yeah, that's a good one. The 2-2. Hot shot. That is a foul ball. The long at bat goes on. Now, when will you see him again in person?
Hopefully next April.
Okay. My gosh. So left in March.
Left in March.
Gone for 13 months.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully we actually got to go to Colorado Springs and spend some time with him right before he left, which was nice.
I can't even imagine how much you must miss him and what that is like. 2-2 the count. Dodgers and Diamondbacks locked up on this. This one's for you. Kelly Johnson plays it right at his belt and throws in time for the out.
A very long at-bat. Decision goes to Dan Herron. One out here in the 7th.
Now, are you spending some time up top, up in the suite as well?
Oh, yes. We're having a lot of fun up there. A lot of food. This is such a nice thing to do. It's a wonderful way to spend a 4th of July.
What was it like for you? Now you're a mom, but what was it like as a wife? What is it like now as a mom? How important are the people back home to communicate with that are going through the same things you are?
It's really important to stay in touch and know what's going on, and to stay in touch with them and know what's going on with them and what their needs may be and what they might need. and to help be able to take care of them a little bit while they're away.
And I would imagine some of the moms and some of the younger wives, as you bump into them, may ask you for advice.
Well, once in a while. Now that we're retired, we live away from the base. I would imagine it's more close-knit with all the wives who are on the base going through this together.
Right, and you remember what that was like.
Yes, I do. We served in Turkey for 2 years.
My goodness.
And the Wives Club with all the wives was a great support group, you know, because they all know what everybody's going through.
What was your husband's specialty?
He was in aircraft maintenance.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Traveling the world.
Traveling the world, yeah. We got to see many, many places.
What was your favorite place?
I think Turkey was. We loved being there. We loved the country. We loved the people, and it was a wonderful place to serve. And you know, Christopher really enjoyed the time we were there. He was small, but he still remembers a lot about being there and living there. So.
2-1 the count to Blake DeWitt.
Because you travel the world, how many languages do you speak?
I can say C.
So you're a lot like me then.
2-1 the count. Good stuff. As that one is low and inside. And are you a baseball fan? Are you here for this gathering?
They play with bats and balls.
That's plenty for us.
Yeah.
Good enough.
That's good enough.
We're here for the hot dogs.
See, I had heard that. I have
too.
hot dogs written
too.
down on my notes. That's honestly why we're here. 3-1 is outside, and it's ball 4 to Blake DeWitt. So now A.J. Ellis, as Vicky Jelly is joining us. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. will make a visit to the mound as he buys some time. You know, it's going to give us a chance to thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. Thank your son, and we thank you for your husband, your father-in-law, all the service, so many generations.
Thank you so much.
3/4 of a century of service when you put it all together. And you take care, okay?
Bye, baby.
Tell them bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The conversation continues out on the mound. Heron and LaRose talking things over. 6 2/3 innings. I'm told that Chewbacca loves Heron as well. This is Jelly and her son Christopher. We again salute them as a family. How about that? 3rd generation, born on the 4th of July. As that one is a strike, 0-1 the count. Working in broadcasting because he had been looking forward to doing it since he was in high school. Ellis, fly ball right field, and it's a broken bat. Up and into the seats it goes. Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday to Staff Sergeant Christopher. And happy birthday today to George Steinbrenner.
Is it the boss's birthday today?
It is the boss's birthday. He turns 80 today. The driver of baseball's pace car. The 0-2. Little number. It's foul. Garrett Anderson waiting on deck. Billingsley went 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts.
Next pitch is going to be 120 for Dan Heron, so I would imagine it's going to be his last hitter, whether he gets him out or not. He got it.
Doesn't matter. Throw behind, a strikeout. So Heron through 7, tied up at 1. And on this
car. Do you want me to get tires or what?
No, do what you got to do. Get the whip fixed up so we can be rolling. We can be rolling.
Yeah, it's a little levity earlier today here on This One's For You on Top Walsh. Welcome back to Chase Field, the family suite, if you will. That was specialist Christopher Fulton talking to his family, and they are now joining us live here, guys. I want to make sure I get this right. I've rehearsed this. Father Courtney, Mother Christina, Jordan, sister, right? Girlfriend, sister on that page here. Okay.
Not at all.
Tiana, sister, I got it all right. And I'm Todd, right? And before we do anything, you wanted to give a shout out to who?
My grandpa, Larry Dale Everett. He's a retired Vietnam vet.
And you called him, and he's watching, right?
I hope so. I hope he's not asleep right now because I specifically called for that reason.
Now, you were crying earlier, weren't you?
Okay, yes.
You all right?
I'm good now. I'm good now.
Yeah, chance to talk to your guy, though, right?
Yeah, that's my boo. I love him. I miss him. So.
Is his attitude always like that? Because he cracked us all up, and we all were enamored with his spirit.
He's hilarious. He's 100% always like that.
Well, Mom, when are you going to see him again?
Hopefully in end of September, early October.
When you see him smiling and busting it and having a good time, is that the real guy, or is there a little depth there that?
That is the real guy.
Okay, I want to go to harm's way with him.
Yes, you do.
I want to ask Courtney over here. This guy committed in high school. In high school, what does that tell you about him?
That he is definitely dedicated to being an outstanding young man for the United States military, serving his country. I'm very proud of him. I love him very much.
You miss him?
Kinda.
You really are his sister. You really are his sister. But there's more to the story about this, and I hate to bring this up, but this is the reality, guys, of what we're dealing with today. There's a loss in your family, right?
Yeah, Jamie Marshall. Gabe served, and he's now no longer with us, so he's given his life for his country.
How does Christopher handle that?
Christopher is out there giving everything he's got in memory of his cousin.
We're thinking about them both. And you wanted to say something to Mark Grace. Because you are enamored with the fact that he's the second best fielding first baseman?
Yeah, unfortunately, he's the second best left-handed fielded first baseman I've seen, yeah.
And who would be number one?
That would be Keith Hernandez.
Oh, man. the whole tone and tenor of this day just went. Mark's on his way. He's got a can of something he wants to get to you. But you say that with all due respect. You grew up in St. Louis, right?
I did. I love Mark Grace, but you are the second best.
Listen, guys.
Hey, Todd.
Yeah, Mark.
Courtney is 100% correct.
100%
was the best.
I think he had a chance. You're 100% correct, he says. All is good.
Okay. All right, Gracie. I really appreciate, in my knowledge of baseball.
Listen, guys, I just wanted to have you on here today because we were captivated by your son. There's just something about him, and we're rooting for him, if that's okay with you.
Thank you, and thank you for making this possible for us and many of the families out there that are having family members out there serving as well.
Can you blow him a kiss or something?
I love you, boo-boo.
Wow, thank you. This is it, guys. This is what it's about right here. We'll send it back to you.
Great job, Todd. And
yeah, I want to be a boo or a boo-boo.
Do you now? You never got booed when you
played?
played?
Oh, man, I got booed a lot.
Hung Chi Kuo should be booed by Diamondbacks fans. Look at those numbers.
Ridiculous.
A 1.11 as he fires a strike. Now, Kirk Gibson opting to let Dan Herron hit. Instead of looking at that bench, maybe a Ryle, a Gillespie, or a Snyder.
He and Kelly Johnson are talking about their at-bats off of Hung Chi Kuo.
0-2 the count. Aaron Heilman will come into the ball game. 1-1 is the score. Kuo, first outing, won a third of an inning and gave up 2 runs. Since then, he has gone 24 games now and 23 and 2/3 innings and given up 1 run.
Just be quick and let him supply the power.
I don't know that there's a better, when healthy, that's the key, a better left-handed reliever out there.
Exactly, when he's healthy.
He's
nearly unhittable.
And he just proved it. He just struck out the side.
Goodness sakes. Stop it, sir.
11. Your local Valley Kia retailers. Kia Motors, the power to surprise. Back of the ball yard. Hello there. All red, white, and blue on this 4th of July. Glad to have you with us. Aaron Heilman clocks in. He'll go to work. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. This one's for you as our telecast. Honoring those that protect our country, protect our freedoms, as Jamie Carroll against Aaron Heilman takes strike one over the inside corner. Heilman speaking the other day, as he is on for the 37th time this year, about any natural, and he's a veteran, feeling out period on how a manager likes to use his bullpen. And he said, first time out of the gates when I warmed up and pitched in the 7th, the game got a little further out of reach, and I still came in. I love, as a pitcher, get me up, get me in.
I agree.
That one bounces in there, 2-1 the count. That was a changeup.
Wasn't his best one.
The back and forth, let's go Dodgers, let's go D-backs chant start.
Well, we got a tight one after a couple of blowouts in the first 2 games of this series.
The 2-1. Buried it in. Here comes Mark Reynolds. Flags it. Fires it. Got it. Wow.
Well, the way Carroll runs, it took a spectacular play. Boy, he got rid of it quickly and really got Carroll easily. Yeah, nice play. Makes a pitcher happy, doesn't it?
Oh, you bet. They're bouncing a changeup in there. He made his pitch, got a ground ball. Now Reynolds will have to play almost on the grass here for Furcal. Outfield comes in a few steps. Even though he hit a ball off the wall and homered last night, he looks to hit it over the head of a guy like Mark Reynolds a lot. 1-0 the count with a changeup in. But with regard to Heilman working in the 9th inning, it has appeared that that is no longer the case. Gibson telling all of us that his bullpen's still really a work in progress. He needs time to work through things.
Sure.
And for spots to be earned. Right now, Heilman coming in here in the 8th inning, hoping to get the lead, and Gibson leaning towards maybe Gutierrez as his closer. 2-0. Pitch is high, 3-0 the count. Three and 1 the count. Chad Billingsley went 6 innings. Dan Herron went 7. They both allowed a single run. They combined to throw about 230 pitches. Outside he walked, and boy, that is a dangerous proposition.
That's been the problem for the Diamondback bullpen this year. Just too many walks in the late innings. You just have to make them earn it.
Now walks, that's not how you draw it up as a kid.
And it's been proven that late walks tend to score.
Well, the numbers back that up. I'm glad you reminded us of that.
Especially when they can run like Rafael Furcal.
One 1-0 the count to Matt Kemp. Cubs coming to town. They are hopping on the plane with their tail between their legs. The Reds beat them today 14-3.
Yikes.
Change up earlier this year in a key moment. One of those tough nights at Dodger Stadium. He got it. When you go back to back up and you're a pitcher, you can see him head back to back up the plate. That's wishful thinking.
That's exactly right.
Two and one to count. One is our score. Obviously, with great speed at first, great speed in the batter's box. You get a ground ball, you've got to hurry it. One run, 6 hits, no errors, 4 stranded for Joe Torre's Dodgers. A run on 7 hits, no errors, 7 left on base for Kirk Gibson's Diamondbacks. Fly ball, right field, Upton tracking, going back to the wall, it's gone. Continuing to hammer the ball the other way. What a gift.
Yeah, what a talented young man Matt Kemp is. He gets a fastball in the middle of the plate. Heilman wanted to come in. Upton runs out of room. Plenty of distance. And after 7 great innings from Dan Herron, unfortunately Aaron Heilman, he comes out and after a walk, gives up a 2-run homer. That's a happy bunch there in blue.
Boy, it's like it had a separate gear once it took off. That ball's crushed. A little number out towards short. Nice play in the infield by Stephen Drew. For Kemp, 15th home run of the year, 47 RBIs now. Seven innings or more, 3 runs or less. That's what we like to call it, a quality start. It's
Another
happened
one
again.
For Herron, yes.
21 times as a team this year. The previous 20. The team has played better lately in those, but they're still not above 500. They're 10-10 in starts that they get 7 or more innings and 3 runs or less. You have to win those games.
Just about every one of them.
They have won 4 of their last 5. They were below 500. At one point, they were the only team without a winning record in the game. And they still are not above 500. And it may drop below today. Boy, the Reds hit 7 home runs today in that game.
What?
7 home runs.
Did anybody get knocked down?
I'm not quite sure about that, as that one is a ground ball. A dive and a base hit into right field.
Kelly Johnson may have hurt himself. Shaking his thumb. He was kind of hitting plugged. He's shaking his right thumb.
The Dodgers, by the way, have had 23 such quality starts, as we like to call them. And they are 18-5 in those games.
There you go.
And everyone else in baseball above 500. So hopefully there is some rally in them. They have 6 more outs to play with.
I guess what that tells you is in those games, the bullpen is struggling. The offense hadn't been there. Kind of like today.
I'm told Drew Stubbs in that Reds game, because that one is in,
Uh-huh.
homered 3 times.
No kidding. I haven't seen him play live, but I've seen him play on TV. He's a pretty impressive young man.
2-2 the count. Didn't mean to. Check the swing. Well, the Queen City having fun this year at the ballpark. Big
Still
win.
in first place.
That was in the Windy City, though. Just hammering the folks at Wrigley. Just homer after homer.
Darren wants to remind everybody, too, don't forget to come out and boo the Cubs tomorrow. Another long at bat for Casey Blake.
Hello there. Thanks to all of you. And the family member. There's some fun kids at the yard there.
In their red, white, and blue garb.
The 2-2. Fly ball sends Justin racing over. It's about 4 or 5 rows back.
Happy birthday, Andrew. We miss you. Love you. Thank you. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Love you.
2-2 the count. Good stuff. By the way, Joey Votto is not an all-star.
How's that?
Leads the National League in OPS.
Oh, well. What is it?
Diving play by Reynolds. LaRoche with the dig on the other end.
Well, they're still playing hard. Reynolds making all kinds of great plays.
Unfortunately, no one able to catch that ball over the right field wall.
Hi, this is Lieutenant Michael Polk. Just want to say happy anniversary to my wife, Heather. I miss you. Kids, I'll be home soon. Love you guys.
We welcome you back. This one's for you. The bottom of the 8th inning, the Dodgers on top of the Diamondbacks. By a score of 3-1. I tell you, heart of the order doing the damage for the Dodgers in this series as the Diamondbacks send up the heart of theirs. The Dodgers hitters 1, 2, 3, and 4 this year have hit 472 in this series. 472. That's 17 of 36 with 3 home runs. Today they're 6 of 14 with 3 more RBIs. They've driven in 11 runs in this series and scored 12.
Just missed.
Billy Wagner is somehow not an all-star in his last season, and he is having an incredible year.
think there should something. Maybe the commissioner, maybe try to get Chipper Jones there or something like that. You know, just for a special, if in case he does say goodbye. Well, what do you think?
I'm thinking about it, and I agree with you. Ubaldo Jimenez, he's an all-star. Does he start the game for you, or does Josh Johnson?
Josh Johnson for me. Ubaldo's been getting hit hard his last couple of starts. Did Steven Strasburg make it?
No, he did not. Matt Capps representing from Washington. Evan Meek representing from Pittsburgh. Arthur Rhodes from the Reds. Rhodes is having a very good year. You see the pitchers there. Big Jonathan Broxton, Wainwright, and Carpenter both going.
Good for Tim Hudson as well.
Giovanni Gallardo, a couple of Brewers are there.
He has struck out every single Diamondback he's faced, and that would be 4. Diamondbacks having another big strikeout game.
There are the guys in Basra, Iraq watching.
Hi, fellas.
Those guys got to put in play.
That's
keep missing. I'm guessing they're on a bit of a delay.
Bit of a delay. Yeah, 12 strikeouts, guys. Let's see if we.
We're hoping you guys maybe get the wave going there. Get some rally caps on or something. We need some help, guys. As if you're not doing enough for us. We thank you.
I heard your voice, dude. All right.
There we go. Thank you, guys. Got the rally cap going. I think he's allowed to do that, by the way, with the cap. I don't want to get him in trouble. Nice. The rally cap is
rally
on.
cap's on now. That's awesome.
1-2 the count. Pitch is high. 2-2. Basra, Iraq.
Man, to walk a mile in those shoes that those guys wear. Mercy. God love them.
Breaking ball is low.
Wow. We got a couple rally hats on there, Darren Sutton. Hey, oh no. 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 Absolutely not.
I love it. Strike 3 over the outside corner. He has struck them all out, hasn't he? So now Chris Young.
Hong Chi Kuo has faced 5 Diamondbacks. He has struck out 5 Diamondbacks. That's 13 strikeouts now for Diamondback hitters.
It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning there, Gracie.
Thank you, guys. We love you.
They heard you that time, Gracie. 2-1 the count as that one misses away to Chris Young. Young grounded out, flied out to center, and ended it with the fielder's choice. Down the line it goes, into the corner. That's a fair ball. Young on the move. Hustling on around into second with the double. All right, the Diamondbacks finally find a way to get a hit. We're with you, boys. Finally is right. 8 hits for the Diamondbacks, 20 doubles for the All-Star Chris Young this year. For Adam LaRoche, this is officially a really, really tough assignment.
Fans trying to get behind Adam LaRoche.
Fastball, 95 miles an hour. It sails high. Kuo, 28 years old, out of Tainan City in Taiwan. Breaking ball. It's a strike, 1-1. Left-handed batters this year against Kuo, coming in 30 plate appearances, 0 hits.
Oh, come on.
0.
Well, that means Adam is due.
Popped it up, a breaking ball, giving it a look. Here's the veteran, and he runs out of room. Left-handers are 0 for 26. With 12 strikeouts, 3 walks. Right-handers light him up, though. Right-handers are hitting 175 against him. The 1-2. Well, he's got that big kick as he flies and follows through. 2-2 the count. Stay with us, by the way, on this Sunday, a special post-game show as we'll continue our coverage on this 4th of July, honoring those men and women that serve our country as we enjoy our freedom. Strike 3 over the outside corner. A lefty still hasn't gotten a hit against him this year. He struck them all out. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. God bless, Godspeed in Basra, Iraq. 3-1.
Jessica, my son Finnegan, Judy, Ernie, Rand. I hope you guys are all enjoying the game. Mom and Dad, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.
A couple of gentlemen enjoying the ball game. Thank you for your service, gentlemen. And, of course, up in our suite, we want to thank the Diamondbacks for providing that today. Fox Sports Arizona. And our production crew for working tirelessly, weeks in advance to prepare all this, and the families for being a part of it with us. And for their sacrifices, their husbands and their wives that are protecting us overseas. Left-hander Jordan Norberto is back up in the big leagues. Pitched a brief while early on this year. Dontrell Willis designated for assignment and will no longer be a member of the Diamondbacks. It was a tough go. We hoped it would work, all of us, for Dontrell. Couldn't have been a classier gentleman. But it was apparent it just wasn't going to work, and so we wish him well. But the hard-throwing lefty's back. Good to have him back.
Very good to have him back. You know me, I love a left-handed reliever. I like 2 or 3.
Bobby Cox, what is his setup? He's got really tough lefty.
3. Venters, O'Flaherty, and Billy Wagner.
Wagner is closer. Norberto now, remind us of the stuff. He can touch mid-90s, correct?
He can go to mid-90s with his fastball. He's got a big, hard breaking ball as well. Just trying to perfect his command. That's a nice changeup there. Very nice changeup.
Down in AAA, worked on that pitch. 21 appearances, a 3.07 ERA, 29 and a third innings, 25 hits. What Gracie's talking about, though, 19 walks, but he struck out 38 and 29 and a third. Started the season here in the big leagues.
Montero having trouble catching that fastball. It's moving so much.
He's 23 out of Nagua, the Dominican Republic. Line. Johnson ready for it. That one goes into the triangle out there.
Hung him a changeup that time. I'm sure Miguel Montero going to go out and talk to him right now about what to throw the guy on second. But, well, when you got an arm like this kid, you hate to get beat with your third best pitch in that situation. Just a changeup that stays right in the middle of the zone, and Johnson punishes it.
His hometown, Nagua, the hometown of another pitcher in the big leagues. You might have heard of him, Ubaldo Jimenez.
Really?
Some hard throwers down there.
I guess so.
Here's Ronnie Belliard. Good to see Ronnie, obviously, back in the big leagues again this year. 54 years old this season.
I actually thought he was older than that. Is he only 54?
Started with the Brewers when they moved from Seattle. The Seattle Pilots became the Brewers. Ronnie was there, part of that team. 2-0 the count. He says he's 35.
But it's actually 54.
He is 54, and we love him. The 2-0. Bouncing ball. Look at that.
Nice stuff there by Ronnie Belliard.
That was totally with intent, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Just take a fastball, shove it the other way to move Reed Johnson to third base. A dugout full of high fives for Ronnie Belliard. That's just winning baseball right there, Darren. That's how you do it. Give yourself up for the good of the team. Now they're going to try to get A.J. Ellis up there with a guy on third. 1 out. Belliard always going hard down the line. Yeah. No, it didn't.
That's what happens, though, the wisdom and the understanding of what to do in that situation with more than 3 decades in professional baseball as a player.
Kirk Gibson's playing his infield in.
Squeeze is on. Miguel Montero behind the runner. Reed Johnson in the rundown. Miggy tags him out. Infield is in. sniffing it out. Pitch up high and away, and it's foiled.
Well, Kirk Gibson smelled a rat, and that rat was coming down the third baseline. They pitch out. Perfectly executed rundown. Get him running Mark Reynolds. Once he does, give the ball to Montero, and that's an easy out. Good stuff there by Kirk Gibson and his staff, sniffing that out.
So A.J. Ellis unable to get it done. Was talking to himself. That younger, wily skipper over there. Little fist bump there. Not a lot of celebration, but enough for a job well done.
Well, you're not going to get a lot of celebrating when you're down 3-1, top of the ninth inning. But by guessing right, it's still a 3-1 game instead of a 4-1 game. And anytime you outfox Joe Torre, you kind of feel good about yourself. He's a Hall of Famer.
Two and two, the count. I'll tell you, you could tell Joe Torre really upset, beside himself.
Yeah, he was. Man, I can't wait to get a good meal today.
The 2-2. Now, we kid about all the years of experience with Ronnie Belliard, obviously, but that's what so many decades of experience will do in situations like that. He has seen it, he has done it, and been a part of it. As a young manager, a player manager in New York with the Mets at the lowest of levels with the losses, and at the very highest of levels in the same city with the Yankees. Two balls and two strikes to count. Roberto with a breaking ball, 3-2. Three to 1 the score. The Dodgers on top. Friends and Basra are still watching. They flipped up the rally cap, taking it to another level. I like that too.
Yes. Jordan Roberto, a left-handed reliever coming in and getting.
After what was a tough day defensively for this Diamondbacks infield. I love the throw from the knee. And it helps to have that man at first on the other side. Mark Reynolds on deck. Now he homered against Broxton to right field last night. Gerardo Parra right behind him. And the pitcher spot due up. Gibson has some options at that point. Reynolds will lead it off. Mark, 4 for 12 in his career against a hard-throwing Georgia boy with a triple and 2 homers.
Power on power when it's Jonathan Broxton and Mark Reynolds. These are matchups you love to see, whether it's a home run or a strikeout. It's always exciting. It's always pretty, whatever it is.
Three to 1 the score. Fastball in. This is last night. Picked on a slider.
That made it a 13-run game.
That's exactly right. Right down the middle, 1-1. Broxton suffered a blown save against the New York Yankees a week ago.
I have what I think is a legitimate question, and I don't know. If you blow a 4-run lead in the 9th inning, is that blowing a save?
I don't think it was actually a save situation. Cost him the game. You're exactly right. He did not have an actual blown save.
Because I don't know the rule on that. Thank you for clearing that up for me. He got hit hard by the Yankees.
Swung right through that one. 2-2 the count. If you are keeping track of bad days, that goes down as a notch in the bad day column. And he went an inning, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks.
I still don't see why you wouldn't get a blown save.
2-2.
Gas. Right past Mark Reynolds, a pretty strikeout. Didn't mess with any sliders that time, did he, Darren?
No, he just reared back with the hard stuff. Tony Abreu waits on deck behind Gerardo Parra. 2 outs to work with against Jonathan Broxton. Parra 2 for 6 against him. And he has struck out half the time, 3 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike the count to Parra. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 5 stranded. A run on 8 hits. No errors for the Diamondbacks. 8 stranded. Oh, 0-2 the count. Since the beginning of the 08 season, the year after the Diamondbacks won the West, LA leads this series 30 wins to 17 losses. The other way, for a call. 2 outs. I want to thank all of our families, all of the sacrifices that all of you make, more than 70 people. Arizona National Guard, soldiers and families out in suites in our game. Arizona Army National Guard's 2nd Battalion, 285th Assault Helicopter Regiment, stationed in Iraq. The guys and gals in Basra, Combat Operations Base, Adder, Camp Taji in Iraq as well. So many Arizona cities represented. The wives, the moms, and those that serve themselves joining us today. Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Bush, Jan Ostermeyer, the wife of Chief Warrant Officer 5, Michael Ostermeyer. And Vicky Jelly, mom of Staff Sergeant Christopher Jelly. 0-2 the count. And all of our sponsors, the Diamondbacks and Fox Sports Arizona. And you. Thanks for hanging out with us today on your holiday on this 4th of July. One last strike to play with. The Dodgers win the series, chasing up and out of the zone. A big blow against Aaron Heilman. Blasted to right field. Kemp with a huge home run. Sorry, boys. It's just a baseball game, though. You're living real life, and we thank you so much for our freedom and for our safety. Handshakes all around. 3-1 the final. The Dodgers head back home. The Diamondbacks get ready to welcome Lou Piniella and the Chicago Cubs. What a memorable day it was on this 4th of July. We're going to keep it going, though. Our post-game show, Quest Diamondbacks Live, gets going. Guys, we're going to pass it off to you. Take it away.